Hello, guys. If you have just joined, we are discussing the latest developments. As we touched upon before, Mr. Barry Luke is aiming to become the next Prime Minister. He is an independent candidate. Remember, this is very interesting. Jaffa Cake King obviously belongs to the Jaffa Cake Party, as usual. There is some question over ET's visa status, but we have been told by the Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, for the next 5 minutes, that ET is allowed to stand, but obviously there are certain legal proceedings which could change that. Avril Lavigne, we still do not know how this is working because she is a Canadian citizen, or maybe even American now, as in living within the United States of America. But anyway, she's on the American continent one way or another, and yet she's trying to, she is in the United Kingdom general election. How is this working? We do not know, but Scott, what do you think? Oh, yes. Oh, wow. It's been a funny election, I can tell you that. It's been funny, it's been strange, it's been boring, it's been exciting. I've not been paying attention to any of it, but those are the words I've seen printed in the newspapers, and they would never lie to us nor deceive us. So yeah, Henry, what do you think? Well, we don't know what's going to happen, and we only know what is going to happen when what is going to happen has happened. Until then, everything is a guess. We just don't know. The new Prime Minister could be the guy in the Christmas jumper who has vowed to make it completely legal to wear a Christmas jumper beyond Christmas. That is the kind of depraved Prime Minister Mr. Barry Luke would be. And E.T., just look at his photograph. E.T. stands for nothing except for exceedingly tyrannical. And Jaffa Cake King has always been a flip-flopper. He has nothing going for him, nothing whatsoever. And Avril Lavigne, she has no policies whatsoever. She is a disgrace, a complete disgrace. But she is also a wonderful musician, and I would like to propose to her. But anyway, getting back on track here. What was the question? Is she the best damn thing? You bet she is. But that's not. I have a feeling, a hunch that's not what you wanted to know. Thank you, Henry. That was very educated. To the same level as you normally are, anyway. Now we did have William Hague, or Baron Hague now. He was originally going to come on and talk, and by come on I mean, via modern technology. He would be in his home, and we would sync our computers via some sort of technological wizardry. But William Hague he's on the campaign trail with the current Prime Minister, the incumbent Rishi Sunak. Let me just check, because we do switch Prime Ministers so quickly. Can we just verify? He has not resigned yet. Yeah. Rishi Sunak is still the Prime Minister currently. There is even suggestion, obviously this is wildly speculative, but there is suggestion that Rishi Sunak may actually last until the general election, which is about 4 weeks away. So that's very optimistic. I know, and apparently Liz Truss is trying to become Prime Minister again. I mean, apparently she's waiting to overthrow Rishi Sunak the moment the election ends, regardless of the result. But that's politicians for you, plotting against each other. We have just received breaking news. This is nice, because we were going to touch on or deliver a brief summary of some of the election pledges and promises we've heard. We have just heard that E.T., if elected Prime Minister, E.T. will ensure that all Pokemon cards will be off-centre. Wayne Rooney has been approached for comment. It is unclear whether this applies only to newly produced cards, or whether it will in fact somehow be applied retroactively to already produced cards. Now, this is very interesting because no one has been talking about Pokemon cards in general. Even Keir Starmer has been ignoring the situation again and again, but aiming to make all Pokemon cards off-center, very interesting. I did not see that coming. Yes, a little left field. Yes, and obviously, as we have spoken about before, rumours continue to swirl that have Avril Lavigne pulling out of the general election in order to focus on her greatest hits tour. Some of you know she's currently touring. However, sources close to her, such as Salad Cream, are quoted as saying she really decides to focus on the best damn thing right now. A silly popularity contest is not her focus. She only entered so she could date Barry. Oh, okay. Okay. Anyway, let me just make a note. So anyway, outside of the four candidates most likely to win the general election, obviously Barry Luke Stewart, E.T., Avril Lavigne and Jaffa Cake King, the unlikely winner, Rishi Sunak, has further stalled in his campaign by once again forgetting which party he belongs to. Count Binface is expected to gain 2 million more votes than incumbent cucumber Rishi Sunak. Opponents of E.T.'s campaign continue to highlight how he has never once paid tax, but E.T. has tried to detract by spouting, "If you let me leader, I will ensure that we all can evade tax. No one shall ever pay tax again." That's certainly going to be a vote winner, I think. This could change everything. Whether or not E.T. follows through. What about this visa issue? He may be shipped off to Rwanda as been talked about for some time. Just before the election or after the election, we may, let us say hypothetically speaking, that he is elected prime minister. We may have a prime minister who is then shipped off to Rwanda. It is all over the place, this year. It really is. Sensei Jaffa Cake King has announced that he will clean up our sewage problems by lobbing oversized Jaffa cakes into the waters that need cleaning. Now, whether or not this is environmentally friendly and a betrayal of his own species, I mean, he was talking about raising the price of Jaffa cakes so that they could no longer be eaten. But he is content to lob his brethren into muddy waters, quite really. It's all over the place, wouldn't you say so, Spencer? It's all over the place. Yeah, it's all over the place, and I would even go as far as saying all over the place. Yeah, well, it's all over the place. I wish I had something intelligent to add, but I'm just a political commentator. But yeah, it's all over the place, and all over the place, I would say. So much so, I would go as far as saying it's all over the place. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, this is the end of our brief roundup. I will keep you posted. So goodbye for now. Do take care and do remember to vote in the general election, 4th of July, I believe it is, 2024, because whatever happens, we need to make sure Count Binface becomes Prime Minister. That is your one mission, okay? And unseat as many Conservatives as you can. But anyway, thank you for listening to this completely impartial, bipartisan broadcast. Thank you. Yes. Does anyone have Avril Lavigne's number? Because I need... Yeah. And I know she changed it after I kept calling her, but do you have the up-to-date? Are we still recording? Still recording? We're not still recording, are we? No. No, I trust you. If you say we're not recording, then I trust you. No, I've never doubted you. I trust you, yeah. Okay.